Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all are tuned in to the Fox Cave Chronicle, and hey, it's the day show. And we have a special treat for you all today. I have Arthur Marcus Honor in the Fox Cave. Marcus, thank you for being here.
Hold on, how did you pronounce my last name?
I said Honor.
Honor.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Hunter. But see, my HB kind of soft.
No, it's all good. It's been getting done wrong since elementary. I'm used to it by now.
Y'all, please say it right. Yeah. Honor.
Well,
it's an honor to have Marcus Honor in the Fox Cave.
That's a good way to say it.
Yes.
Good way to say it. I accept that.
Yes, y'all. I'm excited to have him here, and we are going to get off into this interview. But first, let me send a shout out to my sponsors. We want to send a shout out to Sonia Allen, the Kitchen Angel. You all can hit her up on Facebook and Instagram at The Kitchen Angel. And you can also reach her at www.thekitchenangel.com. She offers catering needs, meal prep needs, personal chef needs, and she has her own all-purpose seasoning. So, if you haven't shopped with The Kitchen Angel yet, you're missing out. So, go on over to The Kitchen Angel and see what she got cooking for you. Thank you so much, Sonia. We want to send a shout out to Stacy Holmes over at Sudsy Bubbles. Y'all, this is by far the best handmade all-natural soap that you could ever purchase. I'm telling you, I'm using it. I got my kids using it. We don't even buy soap at the store anymore. All natural products here. And she has sugar scrubs available as well. So, go on over to her business page at Sudsy Bubbles and check her out. I mean, hey, it makes great gifts. I mean, who doesn't want to feel soft and smooth and have silky, moisturized skin? I know I do. So, go on over there and shop with Sudsy Bubbles. Thank you, Stacy. And we want to send a huge shout out to Journey's Collection. That is our youngest sponsor, Justice Bayless, and she's 18 years old. So, her Instagram is Journey's Collection and Facebook as well. You can go on over there and shop with her. She got the cute little charm bracelets, the lip gloss, the hair clips. I mean, she has a variety of items, y'all. So, let's support our young entrepreneurs and shop with Journey's Collection. You can also email her at journeyscollection@gmail.com. Thank you so much, Justice. She just had a birthday, y'all. And she's a business owner. I mean, these kids are really doing it. I was working at Wendy's when I was her age. She got her own business. You know what I'm saying?
How old is she?
18. Just turned 18. Okay. Just turned 18. Yeah. We want to send a shout out to These Delicious Treats and more. Harriet Gibson. Harriet Gibson offers a wide variety of treats, y'all. She got the strawberry crunch apples, the chocolate covered pineapples. She has candy grape, candy plums, and a whole wide variety of delicious treats. So follow her on Facebook and Instagram at These Delicious Treats and more. And get you some good, delicious treats. Thank you so much, Harriet Gibson. We will shout out the rest of our sponsors before the show ends. Marcus.
What's up?
Hello. How you doing? It's good to have you in the cave.
Good to be here.
You're doing a lot of big things.
I don't want to say all that.
Good things.
Yeah, good with that. Good with that.
So tell us a little bit about your background, Marcus. Are you here from Jackson?
I'm originally from Jackson, but I grew up in Vicksburg as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been here in Jackson?
I was born in Jackson.
You was born here?
Yeah.
You moved to Vicksburg?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's been a little bit of everywhere as a child, but I'm originally from Jackson. I grew up a little bit in Vicksburg, then it was like back and forth, you know. Even moved to Atlanta for a little bit as a child.
Okay.
Yeah, mom didn't stay still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marcus got some pretty teeth, y'all. These are some nice teeth. I'm trying to keep my eyes off his teeth.
Sounds good.
So tell us, at what point in your life that you decided that you wanted to become an artist?
Well, you know, it all started back in 1983. It was the day I was born, and it was a good day. And think the doctor had been drinking a little bit because when I came out my mother, he had me in his hands, and I slipped out his hand.
Marcus.
Actually, I'm trying to tell you the story. So I slipped out his hands.
Yeah.
And I fell into a box that was under the bed. And it was a box that was full of glitter. And I just been shining ever since. That's
Marcus,
my story.
is this a true story?
No.
Yeah, he's so silly.
Well, actually, how I started writing, it's kind of a sad story, but it's the true story.
Yeah.
So, like, I never was, like, a writer or anything like that. I'm not the person that, like, paid attention in school and things like that. So, it's not like I was writing back in school. But what happened was, I think it was 2011, my cousin called me one day, and he was like, man, they say I got cancer. And I was like, what? Like, what the? I think we was, like, in about, like, 26, 27 at the time.
Wow.
I was like, what that is? You know, like, as I was thinking, only old people got that. So I'm like, what you talking about? He's like, yeah. So, I mean, me and him, we was real close. So, I was the type of person where I wouldn't tell you how I feel. So,
you kept it in.
Yeah, I was that type of guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of women that probably can confess to that.
Oh,
you
my
know,
goodness.
I just wouldn't tell them how I felt. You know,
You just kept it in.
My phrase was always, man, you know how I feel. You know what I'm saying?
Marcus.
I'm just being modest.
Okay.
But nevertheless, so I was trying to register what he was telling me, and so when we got off the phone, like I just started feeling so bad about it. And I remember hearing one time they said that, like, you know, sometimes you should write down how you feel. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I was just about to have a depression or something. You know, how I was just taking it all in. So I said, well, let me write down how I feel. So I started writing down how I was thinking. And when I got through, I read it. I was like, this is interesting. So I called my great aunt, who's been like an English professor at a university for years. And so I said, Dee, let me read something to you. She was like, okay. Mm-hmm. So I read what I had wrote, and she was like, boy, I didn't know you write poetry. I said, I didn't know I write poetry either.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how it got started. And then I used to just do it then because I was like, okay, cool. I ain't got to tell nobody how I feel. I could just write what I'm thinking. So after a while, I had so many poems. My great aunt was like, you should put a poetry book together. I'm like, what is that? I didn't even know what that means. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so I put out my first poetry book in 2013 or whatnot, and it was cool. I mean, I didn't respect it like I respect it now because I didn't think none of it. Like, for example, like your gift or talent that you may have, a lot of times you don't think much about it.
That's true.
Because it's natural to you, right? So I didn't think nothing about writing poems. You know, I'm like, yeah, I write, you know, and what's the big deal?
Which comes naturally.
Exactly. So I was in South Beach one day with a young lady who I was with at the time. And we was at a bar, and she was telling the bar, she was like, yeah, he write poetry, he got a book out. I was like, man, be quiet. I didn't even want to tell nobody. I'm like, be quiet. Like, this ain't what we here for, chill out. So the guy, he was an older guy, he was like, oh man, that's good. You know, poetry can help people. Poetry change people's lives when people get to think. And the way he expressed it, I was like, wow, I've really been downplaying it, you know, not really thinking much of it. And come to find out, hey, yeah, you're right. So since then, I done had people where they said they was about to commit suicide, but they read one of my poems and it changed their mind.
Oh my gosh.
People who was about to go left, they read a poem and made them go right. You know what I'm saying? So it started making me realize it's bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? So what you write one day can affect somebody for good, right? Because to be honest with you, yeah, if you went to school with me, you wouldn't believe that I wrote a book.
Wow, man. Yeah, we kind of had a little pre-discussion earlier, you know, and you are the true definition of never judge a book by its cover.
I get that all the time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so serious about that.
I get that all the time.
You know, and so I would have never known that though if you hadn't told me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, 2013, that was your first book, right?
Correct.
What was the title?
What was the title? Poetry in the Key of Life. Poetry. And you could find that on Amazon, but it's sold out. Been sold out for a long time. So, and I just didn't never make no more. But I might put it back out there because it has some good stuff in it.
Yeah.
Some good stuff
I would love to purchase that one.
It has some good stuff.
Yes, for sure, for sure. Now, tell us about your creative process when you're writing, Marcus. Come on now.
No, because it's my creative process is bootleg. It's so I don't know how other people write. And by the way, I'm working on my first self-help book too. They'll be out soon, so I definitely have to come back and share that with you.
Of course, we would love to have you back for that.
And but my process is no process. Like you could say something and it'll trigger my mind, and I'll start writing. So I don't have no process. Now I will share this because it may help somebody. Like it helped. What was I at? Dollar General, the Family Dollar, maybe a week ago. This lady, she was finna buy a book, but she didn't have enough money on it at the time. But she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna write it too, and I be want to write and all this stuff." Mm-hmm. And I shared this with her, and this kind of goes with what you're asking. For anybody that got a gift to do something, when you recognize your gift or your talent, since I know, and I use the word know strongly, mm-hmm. I'm not thinking, I might, I believe, I know. Mm-hmm. That means I'm convinced of this. Since I know I have the gift of writing, then I know it's a gift that's been given to me. You know, people who believe in the Most High, you can say it like that. If you don't, then that's fine. You know, we're not here to debate that. Mm-hmm. But since I know I have this gift and this gift has been given to me, guess whose responsibility it is? It's mine, right? So if it get used, then it's going to get used because I use it. Mm-hmm. And since I understand that, I don't have to be feeling nothing. I don't have to have nothing going on in my life, nothing going on in my mind. I'm going to say, hey, today I'm finna write some poems. So all I do is say, all right, let's write. And I just begin to write. And what I'm doing is I'm just pulling on what I know I have. I know I have the gift. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling the gift, come on, it's time to work. Now, that might go over somebody's head. I don't know. But for me, it's simple. Mm-hmm. Since I know I have the gift, I just say, come on, it's time to write. And like, I can have nothing to write about. As soon as I start doing this, I just start writing. And there go a poem. Like, it's really just simple. But it's when you have a gift.
You have to have the gift.
Whatever the gift may be. Like the gift of somebody who got the gift of singing. Like I got a partner named Leonard Williams. We call him Pokey. Not the singer Pokey.
Okay.
But he can sing too. That's been my guy for a long time. The boy can sing. I ain't never heard him practicing, you know, do A, B, C, D. You know how they do it. Right. I ain't never heard him doing that. The boy can sing. The boy can wake up in the morning and just start singing. So what I'm saying is nobody had to teach him how to sing. Now, of course, he can take that gift and critique it and mold it to get even better. But he already had that gift. Had it. So nobody had to teach me how to write. Now, of course, I can now begin to read books of literature to expand my knowledge and to expand my vocabulary, etc., etc. But nobody had to teach me my gift. If it's your gift, it's just natural. See, so once you understand that, then, you know, you get to the place where now you can have that assurance, you can have that confidence. Like, for example, and tell me when I'm talking too much, but I'm a speaker too. I'm a speaker too, so it comes natural. And see, that's another thing. I'm a speaker. Mm-hmm. That's a gift of mine. So it's natural. I don't have to have nothing scripted or nothing like that. Just, if it's in me, if it's something I've been learning or I've been through, it's just going to naturally come out. But nevertheless, so with the gift, nobody never taught me how to write or anything of that nature. Now, the funny thing is, my mom a writer. Now, she never had wrote a book, but she used to write plays when I was a kid. Okay. So maybe it's something that's passed down. Matter of fact, let me also point this out because I think this can help somebody. I don't know. You remember Mega Evans? Mm-hmm. Mega Evans. We in Jackson, Mississippi. Yes. Sad thing is, I remember I met a female years ago from Jackson, and she didn't know who Mega Evans was. So that means we need to do better. I just leave that at that. But anyway, around the time Mega Evans was living, I had a cousin. Now, this was before my time, of course. Mm-hmm. I had a cousin. She had like a newspaper in Vicksburg, some type of black newspaper, something like that. And come to find out, I was told this later on. Once I came out with a poetry book, that she used to write poetry. And her and Megan Evans, they used to roll together. Doing civil rights and all that good stuff like that. And I say that to say that, so maybe this could just be a gift that's just been passed down. I don't know. But like my mother or nobody else in my family never said, hey, okay, come on, try to write. It just was something that just happened, like the story I told, and it's just been what it is. But to help somebody learn how to teach you how to write, I can't, because I don't have no way. I just, like I said, you can say something and it'll trigger my mind. I could be listening to a melody, it'll trigger my mind. I could be watching a TV show, it'll trigger me, and I just go with it. I mean, that's basically I can do. I can't even be deep about it.
Hey,
that's just basically
it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
And it's a wonderful thing, though. It is. And you're so positive. You're so motivating. You know what I'm saying? Coming from previous person.
I gotta laugh though.
Don't start laughing at me, Marcus.
No, I'm not laughing at you, because anybody who know me from being a youth, I get what you're saying, and I agree with you. But you, just to give you a little background, you looking at a kid, right, that, let me see, got molested at the age of 5, I think, by my babysitter. I just thank God she was a woman, because I could be, saying, hey girl, or something like that. Nothing against people who are, but I'm just saying. So going through that, seeing, well, I don't want to talk about my mom stuff, because she get mad when I bring up her past. But I'll just say, going from a kid that was expelled in 5th grade, and y'all know expelled means you can't come back.
It's over with.
Yeah, so being expelled in 5th grade, being expelled in 6th grade. And when I got expelled in 6th grade, it was funny, because I was going to Sywell Middle School at the time. And when they expelled me, I tried to go to another school in Jackson. They said, no, you can't go to no school in Jackson. So I had to go to Piney Woods for the rest of that year.
Man.
Yeah. Then getting arrested when I was in the 8th grade, And the beginning of my 9th grade year, pretty much being homeless. At the time, my mom was in prison. And I was staying with my great-grandparents. Not my grandparents, my great-grandparents. Yes. So they in their late 80s. So that's a big age difference, right? And so I pretty much kind of just ran away, and got to the point where I was sleeping on this lady couch who my uncle was dating. Yeah, I was sleeping on that couch. Shout out to Adrian and Allison Heyman, man. I'm forever grateful, because at the beginning of 9th grade, they daddy gave them some money. So they both gave me $25 a piece from what they daddy gave them, so I could buy me some clothes and stuff for school for the beginning of 9th grade. But what you gonna get for $50 at the beginning of a school year?
Man.
So yeah, that 9th grade, the beginning of that 9th grade year was very depressing for the kid. But nevertheless, and didn't end up finishing school and stuff like that. Even to the point where I remember my mom got out of prison, and she changed her life. Hallelujah. She go to church 7 days a week and all that good stuff. Even went back to school, got her degree, and then got her master's from University of Michigan. So yeah, God is good when it comes to that. But even with that, I remember they called her to the school. This is about like my 3rd year being in the same grade. And that 9th/10th grade was my journey as far as I got. But nevertheless, they called her to school one day and said, we think your son is mentally challenged, and we think we need to put him in a special ed class. And, when she told me that, that I was through there, But nevertheless, so I went to alternative school for maybe about 2 to 3 weeks, and they let me go and take my GED, passed the GED the first time. And that was the beginning of the journey.
So Marcus, it wasn't that you wasn't smart, right? You were just getting into stuff.
I mean, I always like to say I was misunderstood. That's my philosophy about it. But what it was, one of the things it was if you're a child and you back like okay from elementary all the way up to the age of 16, I was back and forth from Jackson every year. Every year I was in Vicks. One year I'd be in Vicksburg. Next year I'd be in Jackson. Next year every year it was flip flop like that every year. So that's unstable.
Very.
Right.
Very.
So I got that going on. And at the time, my mom, she was having difficulties, so she kept going back and forth to prison. So I would have different family members, want to watch me. Sometimes they didn't want to watch me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm in an unstable environment. At the time, I probably ain't feeling love. I'm feeling neglected, feeling rejected, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just trying to figure it all out in my naive mind at the time. So it's very natural then for a child to be in that state to act out. Because it's not probably because the child bad. The child is probably hurting.
Going through something. Yes.
I was going through grown folk stuff.
At a child's age.
So, and then I had a great granddaddy who had a third grade education, but was successful. So, when he died, he had real estate all over the city. He had a carpenter business and stuff. He always had a pocket full of money. So, I'm seeing that. So then when I go to school, I'll never forget one time I'm in school and the teacher was like, everything was getting to school year. She was like, yes, we want y'all to get good grades so y'all can go to college and be successful. And when she said, go to college, be successful, she said, yes, Marcus. I stood up, sincere though. I said, that's a lie. She was like, what are you talking about? I said, look, my great granddaddy can barely read and he's successful. And I'm young, but I know what I'm seeing from him.
Right.
I know I don't hear him call nobody boss. He wake up when he want to wake up. He go when he want. He come. I'm like, this man is doing his thing.
And he got a pocket full of money.
And he always got a pocket full of money. So when the lady was like, go to the principal office, in a way you turned me off from school. Cause I'm young, but I'm like,
because you said that?
No, I'm saying, yeah. But what I'm saying is, she turned me out because I'm thinking to myself, somebody ain't telling the truth. I mean, I'm young, I'm a kid, but this how my mind is thinking. Like, you telling me I gotta go to college, be successful, but this dude can barely read.
Third grade
education, and he's successful. So I was pretty much turned out from school. So I would go because I was forced to go, but I was turned out. I was trying to figure out, what do my great granddaddy know that I don't know?
Right.
Because he ain't got no type of degree, So that's kind of like how that was. That just give you all a little background of me, because I ain't always been positive. But I feel like the more I learned about who I was, my heritage, where I come from, where my people come from, it made me change. And I think a lot of times that's what's missing. We don't even know who I grew. I had the fortune to been fortunate. Let me rephrase that. I was fortunate enough to know enough. Look at that. That's that country / ninth grade education. Y'all coming out.
Stop it.
You can be a genius in one topic and be ignorant in another. That is possible. But the more I found out about my heritage, where I come from, like for example, I knew my great granddaddy. But then I knew my great-great-grandma, which was his mother. She died when she was about like 114. So to be able to meet these type of people at this age and to be around them, hear the stories, eventually all that stuff started kicking in. For example, how can I really call you a nigger? I'm just going to say that, a nigger, if I really know my history. I mean, I know it's a word we make cool and all that, and hey, I used to use it very loosely. What's up, my nigga? Nigga, please, all that stuff, right? I remember one time this guy didn't want nobody calling him nigga no more. His name was Dooley. That was his nickname. And he got serious about it. He was like, man, I don't like people. I'm young. I'm maybe about 14 or something. I looked at him. I said, nigga, please. You know what I'm saying? I used to use the word very loosely, right? But the more I began to learn my history, what my people went through, where we come from, etc., how could I? You're not going to find a Jew saying the slow words that Hitler and his people used to say. You're not going to find it. That would be blasphemy for them. But we do it. And we do it proudly. See, so it just shows, to me, it just shows our lack of knowledge and our lack of understanding of just what our ancestors went through. Because think about it, Martin Luther King, he died on the balcony in Memphis, right?
True.
He ain't had no business in Memphis. What I mean by that is this. He didn't have business in Memphis. His folks was in Atlanta, his wife and the kids and all that. He could have been at home with his family, right?
Right.
But he was fighting for us to have better rights, have equal opportunities, et cetera, right? So that means he was going beyond himself, right? So here's the thing. How can we really know about what Martin Luther King went through, the sacrifice he made, and then say, what's up, my nigga? I mean, just to think, pussy, or look at the fact of like when Frederick Douglass began to try to learn to read and they found out they cracked his head. But then, when I'm out pushing my books and stuff like that, people tell me, man, I don't read, and turn their nose up. Hey, cool, you don't have to read my book, but read something.
Yeah.
Because something that they kept from you, you now is proud to say you don't do. Obviously, you don't know your history. And I mean, I don't know all my history. I'm still learning day by day. But what I'm saying is, it's because I began to learn my heritage and my history and where we come from, etc. I was like, hold on, I can't. Hold on, let me get a little more posture. I can't be acting like this.
Right.
I can't be being no fool. I can't be out here conducting myself in a way that's going to bring dishonor to my name, to the forefathers before me. You begin to have more dignity about yourself, more respect for yourself. And it will come naturally the more you just realize, hold on, we supposed to be doing better than this, so I think ignorance is really, I'm going to tell this story. It just came to my mind. I was driving in the Walmart parking lot, and this young lady was, her tag said something, and I'm a Jackson State fan through and through. My daddy was a big Jackson State fan. I used to go to all the games as a kid with my great aunt, and so it's Jackson State. Ain't nothing. I'm talking about way before Prime came.
Yeah,
I'm glad Prime came, but I've been on this train.
Yeah.
Win, lose, or draw.
Right.
My great aunt went to school with Walter Payton. It's thick and thick.
Okay.
So she had some tag about something. I was like, I thought it was a Jackson State tag because it said Tigers. Well, come to find out, so I'm like, okay, Tigers, I see it. She was like, Jackson State, right? She was like, no, this Missouri. The Missouri Tigers. I don't know which school. I think it's University of Missouri, something like that. I said, oh, so my nose turned.
Yeah.
So now it's time to go in on her college, right? Even though I ain't never go to college.
Yeah.
But I'm acting like I went there. So I'm like, oh, okay. So, what's this all about? Why you even in Mississippi? I'm showing up and showing out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tighten up so I ain't got to loosen up.
You tighten up now.
So I'm like, yeah, what's going on? So she was like, oh, this University of Missouri. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I was like, oh, well, I was like, it's Jackson State right here,
Is.
Even though in Vicksburg, they all about Alcorn for the most part. But God bless them.
They
all about some Alcorn. You see it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Vicksburg acting like that?
Been like that. Nevertheless, I digress.
I didn't know that now.
Yeah. So, look, when I get back to
I thought that was D.I.
Nah, it ain't. It's some. But I would say the majority is Alcorn. Yeah, I don't know why they like being in the woods, but I'm gonna let them have it. If you went to Alcorn, you still need to get my book though. Nevertheless.
For sure.
But now, so she starts saying, oh yeah, Missouri, yeah, we have a lot of players that go to the NFL and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay, that was cool. I was like, well, just because y'all got players going to the NFL, that don't mean much. I was like, that's cool. I was like, we done had some too from Jackson State. And I was like, well, even if they go to the NFL, a lot of times they still, it's a book called, you ever heard the book called The $40 Million Slave?
This sounds so familiar.
I think it's something like that. But I read it. And he just talked about how, you can be an athlete, but you still can have a slave mindset. So I told her, I was like, well, even though, y'all got a lot of people that went in the like, they still could be a slave, mentally, right? And she was like, well, She was like, well, wouldn't you rather be a rich slave than a broke slave?
I don't want to be a slave
No,
at all.
check it out. This is what I told her. I said, neither. I'd rather die. She looked at me. She said, what? I said, have you ever heard of Harriet Tubman? She said, yeah. I said, well, Harriet Tubman once said, give me freedom or give me death.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no in between. And at that point, she was, I guess she wasn't expecting, like you say, I don't look how I may talk.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess she wasn't expecting that. But, and I left it at that. I figured that would jug her mind to think about it. But that's a lot of times, that's a lot of people. You don't realize that. Listen to how your forefathers talked. And for her, for a mother, if that's a phrase or whatnot.
Was she us or?
Who? Yeah. But the fact that she thought, hey, well, if I'm a rich slave, it's still cool, long as I'm rich. See, but you can't put a price on dignity. You can't put a price on heritage. You know what I'm saying? You can't put a price on respect.
There's no price.
But if we don't know, then it is what it is. So that's a lot of what I'm here for, to try to just get people to think, to see a different perspective. Hey, everything I say ain't always gonna be right or true, but that's what I'm here for, to try to give you that perspective to say, hey, our ancestors wouldn't be happy about what we doing, right? I mean, if you just took it, okay, like for example, and it's called the Derby Dose. You ever heard of the Derby Dose? I think it was going on in Jamaica. It started in Jamaica. It was a slave named Darby, and it was this master. He was known, slave master. He was known for breaking young slaves who hadn't got to the point where they would just fall in line, right? So Darby, they were sending them to this guy. I think it was somewhere in Jamaica. I can't really remember, but so it was this slave named Darby. And they say either he tried to run away, or they say he stole something or something of that nature. So the slave master, who was known for breaking people, what he did was, he got them, when they caught him, he got them to tie Darby up. Then they whipped him. Gave him that, that good whipping, all the, cut all up and everything. So they did that. Then what he would do is get them to put salt and vinegar and stuff and wipe them into the wounds, right? Okay. Then after that, he would get one of the other slaves to gap open his mouth, right? And then sometime he would get another slave to defecate in his mouth.
Man,
and if you don't know what defecate means, it means boo-boo. Or, sometimes he'll switch it up and get them to urinate all in his mouth and stuff. And it became known as the Derby Dose. This would be something that, this kind of treatment you would get if you got out of line. And so when I was reading that, right, I remember some years ago, when I was reading that, as I was reading it, my eyes got watery. And all I was thinking about how we act. I'm including myself, how we act when the people before us went through stuff like that. And it just really just hit me, where it's like, how can I look at you and look at you as my enemy and different things of that nature when our people been through that? I mean, how much of an insult that is. You dig what I'm saying? So that's just kind of like how I look. That's kind of like why I got the mindset I have now, the perspective I have now. It's because the more I learn about who I was, my heritage, just not from people who may not be kin, but even folks who was kin to me, made me be like, yeah, I got to start acting different.
You already got me like that, man. I ain't lying. I'm so serious.
Nah, it's all good.
Change some things for real.
We all need to. We all need to improve.
Man.
We all need to improve.
So, I know we got the books here, but you are a motivational speaker as well, right?
I don't like to say motivational speaker. I don't like that phrase. Because motivational is like this to me. It's just my opinion. I say my opinion. Like I said, I may not always be right. But my opinion is this. Motivational speaking to me. Not knocking nobody that does it. It's like taking a bunch of marbles. You play marbles back in the day, and you take the marbles and you roll them, right?
Yeah.
And they'll roll so far, right? But eventually they stop.
Yeah, they do.
Right? To me, that's motivation. Get you all motivated like a Red Bull. Get you all excited. You hyped up, but it don't last. Eventually, it stops.
Brings you back down.
Right, brings you back down. I like to consider myself more being enlightenment.
Okay.
Because if I expose your mind to something or get you to see something that you never saw, when you leave my presence, even though I'm not around no more, you can't forget what you saw in your mind. That's there now. That impression is forever there. So no matter where you go, you can't get that out your mind. You've been enlightened.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So I'd rather try to do it from that angle. So like even when I'm teaching, I may not do like rah, 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 all that. Because all that's going to do is get you emotional. Right?
True.
But tomorrow, you may not know nothing. Because the emotion is gone. So I want to put something in your head that 20 years from now, you like, hey, I remember that.
It's stuck with you.
It's stuck.
It ain't going nowhere. It's up. It's up there.
Exactly. So that's kind of like how I look at it. That's my perspective.
Well, when you enlighten people, what do you enlighten them on? What subjects?
The subjects, I mean, I know this probably going to sound so unorthodox, but I don't have just a specific, like if I'm going to a place, sometimes they want you to talk about a specific thing, so you go with that, or if they want you to go loosely, they want you just free, then I like to talk about, if I'm talking to a group of men, I like to talk about manhood.
Okay.
I feel like that's the number one thing that is lacking with men, is manhood. If you show me a lot of chaos that's going on in the world, to me, if I trace it back, that's a lack of manhood. You show a lot of the kids that's acting up, trace it back to me, in my opinion, is manhood. Boy or girl. Like, for example, now, this probably ain't politically correct to say, but I'm going to be honest.
Be honest.
Any woman I've met that's been a certain way, and when I say certain way, I mean certain way. I'm going to just leave it like that.
Okay.
They never had a good father figure in their life. Never. Not one time. And in my past, unfortunately, I've had the unpleasure of meeting a lot of women. I'm going to just leave it like that. Okay. And any woman I met that was a certain way, never had a good father figure in their life. Now, I'm not saying that makes it true. I'm just saying what I know.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Women who, a lot of time that had order up here and order in their life, I always had a good father. Even if it wasn't their father, they had some type of good father figure. So, not saying that the woman don't have importance, because she do. Like, for women out there, I can never be as gentle as you can. Even when I try to be soft, I can't. I try. My softness is still probably rough to a woman.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying. That's probably one of my downfalls. Listen, I'm trying to be sensitive.
Come on, Marcus.
I'm trying. But I think I'm being sensitive. But what I'm saying is, so a woman's softness and that nurturing, that love, that's needed too. But all I'm saying is, who gives that structure, that foundation? That's man. So I feel like when it comes to men, the most thing that is missing, if you listen to most of the problem that women talk about, when I hear them talking, I be like, why you keep calling that dude a man? That ain't no man. Because to become a man, that's a title. You got to do something to earn that.
You took it right out of my mouth.
You got to do something to earn that. You just can't become hey, I'm 21.
I'm a man.
I'm a man today. You know what I'm saying? I got 4 kids. No. None of these things make you a man. You have to earn that title. You got to be able to control your emotions. You got to be able to be mentally there. Like, for example, what is one of the number one things all women like? I'm going to tell you. You ain't even got to answer. You ready? I'm not even going to. You may say the wrong thing.
Say it,
I can't take that chance.
Say it, then.
Women love knowledge. Women love knowledge. And if they say, well, I don't love knowledge, guess what they love? Women love power. And knowledge will give you power. Well, I tell guys all the time, how you going to have a woman? You can't even lead yourself. But this comes from a lack of manhood, right? Then on top of that, how you going to lead her and you know nothing?
You can't.
It's just a thought.
That's like,
hey, listen.
That's like a brick wall.
Listen, don't throw stones at me. I'm not saying I'm the perfect man, but all I'm saying is this. If you in my presence, I'm going to teach you something.
Teach.
You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be something you ain't never heard before. Most likely. If not, you're going to hear from my perspective. But the point is this. So much of the things that's going on, I feel like it's a lack of manhood. Lack of manhood. Just point blank. Look at all these emotional guys now. I mean, they are emotional. Women can't even break up with guys these days without maybe their life being in jeopardy.
True.
You know,
True.
You break up with a guy, you may have to move to another country.
True.
You know, and you know what? It's not even funny because I hear story after story how this woman got killed, this woman got killed, the guy killed. True. And it don't even be sometimes that the woman didn't cheat. Not saying that's a reason to kill. It just be sometimes the woman just say, I don't want to be with you no more. And hey, guys,
can't take it.
Listen, guys, I've had that. My ex from 2017 just one day said she ain't want this no more. I think it because I didn't have time. I was working a lot. I had a lot going on. And I didn't want to hear that. But she's still living. You know what I'm saying? She's still living.
Right.
I know where she stayed and all that. I never drove by her house after that or nothing. Didn't blow up her phone after that. I said, hey, let me take my little hurt. Let me listen to some Keith Sweat or something.
Yeah.
Something that night. But the point is the lack of manhood. So I definitely would talk about that as a bunch of men. Another topic that I like talking about is respect. I spent about maybe 5 to 6 years off and on studying just that one word. So if you do something like that, you begin to see stuff that you didn't normally see.
Before, right.
So what I begin to notice is a lot of time we don't even respect ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We really don't respect ourselves. So we already messed up. Because usually we want people to show us respect.
Respect us,
right?
Yes.
Respect me.
Yes.
You know. And deep down we don't even respect ourselves. You see what I'm saying? So you have a lot of that going on, so I speak on that. And my last thing I most like to speak on is about the mind. Because when I begin to read books about the mind, I begin to learn my mind. But see, my mind ain't no different than your mind. You know, it just depends on what you can put in your mind.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So when I learned about the mind, it made me learn myself, but then made me learn people. Because all our minds work the same. So those are the things that I really like to focus on when I speak.
Do you speak to groups of women as well?
I haven't, but I definitely can. But
Here we go.
let me put this disclaimer out there. If you go to MarcusHonor.com, MarcusHoner.com, that's my website. You can see on there where you can book me. If you book me and you want me to come speak to a group of women, if you don't tell me what you want me to speak on, I'm not very on the bias side. So that means what I say won't be what you probably want to hear, but I promise you it will be what you need to hear. Because I notice a lot of times where you have to the point now where a lot of times guys don't even want to be honest with a woman because they know it's going to be so much backlash.
But see, that's what you need to hear, though.
Then I just say it may not be what you want to hear, but it would definitely be what you need to hear. But here's the thing. There's something interesting about this word truth. The truth, right? The truth and wisdom. It's two things people usually never want to hear. Now people say, I want to hear the truth. You're lying.
Yeah.
You're lying.
They are.
Look at me. You lying.
You said it.
Now I'm going to tell you why. When somebody speaks the truth, you know what it does? It exposes the lie they've been living. So who want to wake up and realize, hey, I've been living a lie. Right?
Dang.
That's a hard pill to swallow. You know, and then when it comes to wisdom, well, a lot of times we don't want to hear wisdom because wisdom make you realize how foolish you are. So who want to realize I've been living a lie and I'm foolish?
Man, nobody.
So a lot of times, that's why when you speak the truth, you get so much backlash. Or when you say something that's wise, you get so much backlash. For example, they had this boxing match recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch it.
I
didn't watch it.
I did.
But the next day when I got on social media, I found out the guy Nate Robinson, our brother, even though I ain't never met the man, got knocked out. And it was memes and all these different things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Now I'm on this certain group on Facebook where it's called Black Love and Unity, something like that. It's something of that nature. So Black Love, Excellence, Unity, something like that. And they had a picture of Nate Robinson, little meme thing, right?
In that group?
I was surprised too. But hold on, check it now. So I commented, I was the first person to comment. I was like, you know, this is very odd to me that we so quick to make fun of our brother, but we not this quick to uplift one another, right? And just left it like that. Some female, I don't know who it was, she responded to what I said, and she was like, he got knocked out, and you know, if you had got knocked out too, I think it's funny, or something like that, pretty much. And so when she said that, I responded, I said, let me delete my comment because I realize I'm thinking different. And her response was, yeah, do that, sir. No, do that, sir, almighty woke one. Something like that, you know. But what I've said is, now, I get it, we want to make fun of the guy. But hold on, you know, sometimes people kill themselves when they get made fun of. Everybody can't handle that.
Right.
Right? And, okay, I get it. We want to make fun of this and all this stuff like that. Cool. But why we don't have that same energy uplifting one another?
Yeah.
Why we don't have that same energy? It's because we so happy to see somebody fall.
We rather see them down.
You know what I'm saying? We rather see somebody fall. Is it that? Or is it something wrong with us? I'm not saying that it is. I'm just putting it out there for us to think about it. I know this ain't the red table, but it is a red table.
Baby, it's a fox cave and we go down up in here. You better speak on it up in here.
No, I'm just saying we're quick to, and just not with that. Just look at stuff. We're quick to gravitate to negativity, but we shy away a lot of time from positivity. Mm-hmm. What's wrong with us? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm thinking something must be wrong. But, you know, that's just my perspective.
And then she was getting ready to get on you.
Oh, no, I went on the
She was getting ready to get on you.
Because look, if it, like I told you before the things, if it ain't positive, beneficial, or profitable, I can't even get no energy to it. You can't get an argument out of me. I'm sorry. I'm just not emotional like that. You can't. It ain't going to happen.
All right.
I can't do it.
Facts.
Not this lifetime. And hopefully not the next one.
At all.
Nah.
Tell us about these two books, Marcus.
Well, these two books here, little volume 1 and a volume 2, full of poems that I wrote, right? And they ain't none of those Johnny Kiss Sarah poems. They all on some enlightful. You know, like I had wrote on the back, enlightening, inspiring, and encourage. Mm-hmm. You know, that's all kind of the motive of it and things of that nature. But they stuff that's gonna make you think. I've been getting some good reviews. The book probably been out maybe 2 weeks or so now, but I've been getting some good reviews. And one woman, I don't know this her real name, but on her Facebook it say Dee Dee Davis, I believe. Mm-hmm. Man, she left a review. I was like, it touched me. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't even know her. We met. She had bought the books or whatnot. We had a conversation, a brief conversation in that time period. But she left such a good positive review. And what I really appreciate about it is I've had people inbox me saying, man, the poems are good. But they do it behind closed doors. Mm-hmm. She's somebody that actually put it out there and let other people see it, and I really respect that, and I really appreciate that. from her. But they all positive. Ain't no Johnny Kiss Sarah type poems. They all on some intellectual, making you think. And I don't even think no cuss words in there, you know. And we got a little bit in there from slavery talk to get your life right with Jesus talk, and just some good positive stuff.
Now, I noticed you have volume 1 and volume 2.
Correct.
What's the difference?
The poems. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Just the poems. I mean, they all some good food for thought though.
I love the cover.
Yeah, a guy. Let me give him a shout out. A guy, cause the guy who did the cover is a black guy named Alvin Coleman.
Y'all look at this cover.
Alvin Coleman. Yeah.
Awesomeness.
And a black guy by the name of Donald D is the one that took the photo. Shout out to Donald D as well. And if you notice, everybody is black. No disrespect to any other race, but it was good to put money back in black folks' hands.
Right.
Yeah.
The cover looks like food for thought, like it's just pouring information into your brain.
Right. And I'm even doing a video Saturday for a spoken word. I'm gonna do a spoken word and make it our professional video. And the guy who's doing that, his name is Marcus Allen, and he's black.
Okay.
Yeah. So I really,
Shout out to our people, man.
I really believe in circulating the money. You know, I'm just doing what the Jews do. They circulate their money with among each other. You know what I'm saying? And so, I got a so that I'm doing that Saturday. It's gonna be my first spoken word. I might even do one before I leave here. I might do, if you would like to hear that.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, I would definitely love that.
But so we doing that, and I'm finna start a YouTube channel.
Awesome, Marcus.
Yeah, finna start a YouTube channel. It's gonna be Marcus Hunter Speaks, and I'm just be doing like 4, 5, 6 minutes of just talking about different stuff, kind of like what we was talking about today, pretty much. And get that going, and just continue to put out spoken words to just get people more familiar, because for years, my ex, I'm smiling like I'm still thinking about it.
Which ex was this?
This, the one from 2017. Don't make it seem like it was so many.
I'm asking.
Man, I'm an innocent.
I'm asking.
Don't I look innocent? But now, in 2017, I think that was, we broke in 2017. But we was riding one day, and I'm driving, just thinking I'm all that. And she was like, "No, I'm being transparent." I was thinking she humbled me what she said though. I'm driving, and she was like, I think she called me Big Daddy or Big Man, one of the two. I like being called Big Daddy. I ain't gonna lie, but it is what it is. But anyway, she said, what she said? She said, "Baby, you got a great mind." I was like, "Thank you." I'm driving. She was like, "You got a gold mind." I'm like, "You better tell it." I know I do. So I'm just driving, and she was like, "But baby, guess what?" I said, "What?" She said, "Don't nobody know but me." I said, "What you mean?" She was like, "Cause you won't start no YouTube channel, you won't put nothing out." She was like, you explain all this stuff to me, you break it down to me, you give me so much insight, you have advanced me as a woman and all that, but don't nobody else know. And you know what? I was, for the rest of that drive, I was like, okay. Because it's one of them truthful moments, you know what I'm saying? I was like,
told you about yourself then.
And at that time I had so much going on, I didn't get around to it. So what she said basically is what I'm starting to get around to. Because I could have came out with some more poetry books, but now I'm doing that, and now I'm starting the YouTube channel. And even getting on social media. I'm not if you go on my Facebook right now, I only got on all the social medias, and just giving y'all me, and giving you all the interesting things that I've learned. Because I'm a learner now. I didn't finish school, didn't like school and all that, but I read. Usually I go to bed at night with 4 to 5 books in my bed.
Wow.
So I'm a big reader now. I ain't even talking about my books. But, but what's so funny is sometimes I read my poems, because I forget. I don't remember these poems. I got so many of them, right? So sometimes I read my poem and he'll talk to me. You know, he'll teach me stuff.
Your own stuff. Now, Marcus, your own stuff that you done wrote now.
Because when I'm writing, you know, you just go. And so you're flowing, you know, and what's in you is just coming out of you, you know, however it comes. But, you know, I write so much that I don't remember. And so sometimes I read and I be like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm like, who said that?
Yeah.
Like, that was deep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but no, we really push forward. Like I'm trying to meet with some PRs now so they can do what they do to get me, you know, in the broader scene and stuff. Because if I had to personally do all that, it probably would get done. You know, I like to stay in my lane.
And it is a lot, man. It's a lot. I'm going through that now, you know, and I got these Instagram pages, and then I got the business page, and then my regular page, and the group page, and you're promoting, and you're posting, and you're doing this and doing. It's a lot.
Do you have a PR?
I don't.
You don't?
Everything is.
Okay. Now, I have no problem with doing stuff on your own, but, you know, eventually, when you want to go farther, you got to get somebody else.
I was told that.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you who told me that. His name was Sam Walton. You ever heard of him?
The Walmart man.
Walmart man. He told me that. Now, you want to know how he told me that, right? I bought his book and read it. And that's what people got to realize, is when you buy somebody a book that they wrote, you're having a conversation with them. You're picking their mind. And Sam Walton talked about how, you know, when he first started, he was, you know, doing it on a small level. But when he started, like, expanding it and getting more people involved, he could do more. He could reach more. You see what I'm saying? Like, he said, hey, I'm going to be open 24/7. At that time, that wasn't heard of. Hey, I'm going to start selling more type of items instead of just this in the store. See, so when he reached out more, he could do more, he could reach more people. So it's the same way with what you got on. You by yourself, you only got so many hours in a day that you can personally do something. But as you expand and get more people to be a part of what you got going on, you'll be able to reach more and do more. You see what I'm saying? Kind of like a product. Like Master P said it best. Product don't go to sleep. So you go to sleep, your product's still up. These books is online 24/7. They ain't going to sleep, you know. And all you gotta do is click order, and they coming to you. So it's the same thing with that. So yeah, maybe not now, but eventually you definitely want to look at that so you can continue to expand, so you can be as big as Oprah or whoever you want to be. Or you may not want to be like Oprah. You may want to be your own thing. You know, because sometimes it's good just to say, hey, what they did was cool, but I'm gonna do, you know, my thing. You know, like I like William Shakespeare, Socrates, Confucius, Plato, all these great minds. You know, I've studied them, you know, since not going to school and stuff, but I've studied them since then. All of them got great minds. A lot of them, what's interesting, most all of them was poets too. I thought I was shocked by that. But all of them have done great things. Even the black lady, what's the black lady name, who had the woman about I'm a woman poem. Oh, why do I not know? I knew all them white men.
Come on,
names, but I didn't. What's the woman? I got her face because she was on the Tyler Perry movie and stuff.
Come on now.
Oh my goodness, what that woman name?
And you looking at me?
And I know, and what's crazy, I know about. I read up on her, like what was her writing process. She would go to a hotel, and like nobody could never stay in this room. She always had it reserved for her. You know, she never wanted them to touch nothing or nothing, keep everything. And she would come in and just lay there on the bed for like weeks at a time. Like she would ignore her husband. If I remember correctly, I think she would like just exclude herself from so many people, you know, and just focus on her writing. You know what I'm saying? What's that lady name? I know all that, but her lady name, she knows she got the phenomenal woman.
You ain't talking about Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou. Yeah.
I had to tell you that. I was waiting on you just gonna say it, but
I may not remember her name, but you see, I read up on it.
I just knew you would go, but yeah, you know who you talking about.
But all those folks, you know, they did great things, and I salute them and I respect them, you know, for what they did. You got to give the respect for what they did. But how I like to look at it is, hey, they did their thing, they had their time, they had their moment. But now it's my time now, and I'm gonna do this philosophy thing my way.
Yeah.
You know, not taking from what they did, because what they did was great.
Yeah.
I mean, it was excellent. But now it's time to do it my way. You know what I'm saying? So I can go down in history.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And
you are.
Oh, well, thank you.
You are.
Thank you. I appreciate that positive affirmation. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
yes. So, tell the people how they can get both copies of Poetic Medicine for the Mind, Volume 1 and 2.
I like your emphasis. I should get you for the commercial.
I will do it. Somebody else said, damn, when I be describing my sponsors and stuff, another guest I had on the show said the same thing. He was like, damn, you make it sound so good. He's like, I want to buy some. He's like, I need to get you from both my stuff.
That energy. Like, nobody want to buy something from somebody. Hey, look here, you buy my book, please.
Yeah, that ain't how you get it. That ain't how you going to get it out there.
No, it's your energy. But they can go to MarcusHunter.com. I'm going to spell my last name for it because teachers been spelling it wrong since elementary. The last name is HONER, and that's .com. And you can go there to get them. And you can't go to Amazon to get them. I made sure of that. And the reason why is because when you have something on Amazon, like my first book, Amazon want 30 to 40%. Okay, it's a reason why Jeff Bezos is $200 billion in the game. Okay, so think about everything. I'm not knocking him though, because that's his hustle, that's his thing. More power to him. But think about everything that's been getting sold, stuff that is not even his product. He getting a piece of it. So what I said was, you know what? Let me not be lazy. Let me truly be black owned. And let me just start my own website. You know, y'all just put a little bit on the shipping and handling, and I'll ship it to you myself.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And we just keep all that money in. I'm all about it.
Let it keep circulating.
Let it keep circulating. If we're going to do business, we're going to do business. You know, and that's just like when I had a publisher try to buy these from me. They wanted to come out with these, and they weren't talking right. They weren't talking right. Oh no, they weren't talking right. They thought they was dealing with Kunta Kinte or something.
Yeah.
Kunta Kinte or somebody. Yeah, but it's all, to me, it's all about owning. Like, I own this.
Yes.
Like, I started my own publishing company and came out with this. My publishing company is named Hunter Publishing.
Come on now.
So I own this. So, and that's a beautiful thing.
The man got his own publishing company, y'all.
That's a beautiful thing. I'm not trying to say it's no big thing, but I'm saying, like, even for, like, if you a rapper or something, own yourself. Because a lot of times these rappers, they don't even own their name. But I'm trying to see, how can you be so gangster and you don't even own you? But hey, I ain't knocking nobody, but I'm just saying, I'm big on owning, because in slavery time, they made sure we didn't own nothing. And I heard a man say one time, if you don't know how they got us in slavery and how they kept us in slavery for so long, how you going to know when you out? I mean, just a thought. How you going to know when you out if you didn't know how they got you in there and then how they kept you in there for so long? Well, a couple of things they did while you was in there. They made sure you didn't own nothing. They made sure you worked a land, but they made sure you didn't own the land. They made sure you stayed in the house, but they made sure you didn't own the house. They gave you clothes, but you didn't even own the clothes. You know what I'm saying? They will tell you something, but they won't let you find that knowledge out on your own. They made sure you didn't know how to read. These little key components right here, right? Just those two things. Now check this out. A lot of times now we don't want to read. Not saying it got to be my book. We don't want to read. Then we don't want to do what it takes to own. See, to own something is going the long route. It's easy to take a quick check and say, yeah, I got the bag, I got the check. But it's even beautiful when you the one writing the check.
Oh, man.
It's a beautiful thing.
I want to know what that feel like.
It's a beautiful thing when your name is on the check and you writing the check. That's a beautiful thing. That's all I'm going to say. That's a beautiful thing. And I feel like that's what our ancestors fought for. That we can get to the place where, hey, I own myself. You know what I'm saying? I really own myself. And that's a beautiful thing, so that's how I look at it.
I love it. Yes. So, are these mine?
Yeah, I brought these, look, and I'm not even gonna charge you. You know, and usually I'm strict about charging.
I know, Marcus.
Usually I am strict, but I'm giving these to you. I hope you read them now. Since
Most
you
definitely,
them.
I am.
And if you like them, you ain't gotta like all of them because sometimes one may not be speaking to you. But if you like them, get on Facebook and let me know. Don't hit me up behind the scenes. Get on Facebook and let me know. You know, and let other people know because, like I said before. My poems in the past have helped people not commit suicide, made people change their lives. Like I know one lady, I'm not gonna say her name because I think she's married and stuff now. Okay. But she used to be like a prostitute, literally. And man, she changed her whole life. Changed the whole life. You know what I'm saying?
This changed.
It was the other
the first one.
Yeah.
See, I gotta get that. I'm about the first one.
I mean, but
you need to bring the first one.
They porn, and the people tell you it's 3:18. It's time to rock this song.
Oh.
But
it's so good, man.
But
it's turn heat on.
It's not that the poem. That's what the poem is for. But you never know how words could trigger somebody. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so that was a blessing to know that it helped that young lady. Because I think like she married now with kids. Her husband probably don't even know who she used to be. So.
Wow. You around here saving lives.
Nah, I ain't gonna say all that. Because I want somebody to get in your comment like, let me tell you about what he did back in 2006 or something. You know.
Don't be telling me about nobody past, baby. They done sold that building. It's over.
I like that.
For real.
I like that.
For real.
But now, it's all good and like, hey, that's all I'm trying to do now is be positive and spread a good positive message because we need it, man. You see what's going on?
Man, it's awful.
I mean, listen, when I'm talking to some of these young guys. How they mind is wild because I'm observing what they say. And I'm like, I be thinking, who raised you? Who raised you? Who was your daddy? Who told you that? Who told you that's how you supposed to conduct yourself? You know what I'm saying? Who told you that's being a man? You so ready to act out. You know it takes more strength to be calm.
You true with that.
You know,
you true with that.
It takes more power to be calm. Especially when you in an uncalm situation. Mm-hmm. It's nothing to act out though. You look at children do that. They act out, right? Mm-hmm. So they gangster. Mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? It takes nothing to act out. Look, it even takes nothing to grab a gun and shoot somebody. You got kids in Chicago killing. Well, I don't even want to use Chicago as an example. I really don't, because there's good things going on in Chicago. But nevertheless, you got little kids that'll shoot somebody. So it doesn't take much to grab a gun and do that, right? So I think what we even got into saying, well, this tough and this gangster and all that. Hey man, how about taking care of your folks? How about kicking some knives to a younger cat so he ain't got to make the same decisions you made?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we make going to prison and stuff cool. I was told if you go to prison, that means you lost. But you don't even hear that now. You hear, man, tough. I did a bid. I heard a guy reasoning bragging because he got a body.
They do that a lot.
Now, I told the guy, I said, well, man, you ain't have to do that. Well, man, it's payback and all that. I'm giving them their karma. I said, your name ain't karma, is it? And they just were stuck on what they were stuck on. And I just left the guy with this. I said, man, what you done put out there, it's a good chance you got to get that back. And sometimes I think people don't realize is, okay, you may did something. That don't mean it's going to happen to you. It may happen to your child. Mm-hmm. It's a scripture in the Bible that say the sins, I think the sins of the father fell on the child. It's something like that. I might be misquoting that, all you Bible scholars, but it's something of that nature. So just because you think you got away with something, that don't mean it ain't coming back. It just may not hit you. It may hit your cousin. It may hit your grandkids. Not your kids, but maybe your grandkids. That stuff we may be going through or stuff that didn't happen to us, not because of us, but what our grandparents did. Because there's a scripture in Proverbs that say, a man of integrity, his kids will be blessed. Meaning, based on what your daddy did, you'll be blessed. Well, if that works on the positive, it also got to work on the negative. See, so we're not even thinking and being conscious of the fact that, hey, okay, what I'm doing today, I'm thinking it's cool, I'm getting away with it. But how you going to really think it's cool, but then look at your child and say, I love you? Because you're making a selfish decision that could impact them. You know what I'm saying? Or whatnot, you know? But we're not thinking. We're not really thinking. We've been very impulsive, very emotional, and I feel like it's just a lack of a manhood situation. You know, I ain't gonna hold you up though. You want me to give you a spoken word? I will. You know what I'm saying? If you want
I do. Before you do that,
okay.
though, I definitely want to have you come back again. Of course,
so cool. I appreciate
I absolutely love the energy here.
Thank you.
I mean,
thank you.
As soon as you walked in, I mean, I'm one of those people that I can feel it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You came in, and I was just like,
okay.
oh, this finna be good.
I think that was the Jesus.
It's gonna be good, you know. And
I ain't went to church in a while yet, but I think that was the Jesus in me.
I just wish you nothing but the best, man. I mean, this is so awesome. And congratulations on everything. I do want to purchase that first copy, though.
Oh, that's what's up. Now, I'm going to have to go find one, but okay.
Yes, yes, I definitely do. Continue to grow and continue to bless us with all this goodness.
To be honest, you remember, I don't know how old you are. I'm not going to ask you. They see you're not supposed to ask women.
Man, I'm 41. Okay, I'll be 42 in September.
Okay. Well, you remember in the like 97, 98, you remember when Master P, No Limit came out? You remember Master P started coming out with albums like once a week, every other week?
Yeah, he was dropping, yeah.
That's the mindset I'm finna take with the books now. You know, based on what my ex at that time said, people don't know in mine. I'm finna just keep dropping books. It's gonna get to the point people gonna think I didn't even write them, but I'm finna just put on display. You know what I'm saying? What's going on in here? You know, so I'm probably gonna drop another poetry book. If not next month, in January. If not next month, January, I think so. I think maybe for my birthday. My birthday on the 20th.
Okay.
And I got a self-help book coming. Then I'm gonna have another poetry book. Then I'm gonna just start having a lot of self-help books on different topics. Because since I became such a diverse reader, I study a subject so much that now I just got all this information. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that like I know so much, but like if I've been studying something for half a year and most people haven't, I'm automatically gonna know something that you might not know. So it ain't meant for me just to, you know, keep that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know part of my gift is to share.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. We are looking. Okay. We are looking forward to more from you.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna be on you now. I'm watching.
Hey,
I'm looking. I'm lurking.
I tell you what. By the time when the next book about to come out, I'm gonna send you a message like, "Hey, it's about to drop."
All right, now that's what I'm talking about. Keep us updated. Keep us posted. And we want some spoken word before you leave. Okay. Let me shout out to the rest of my sponsors before we get out of here. We're going to send a shout out to R&J Discount Liquors, 3188 West Northside Drive. Reggie and Jacqueline Anderson, thank you so much. Y'all go over there and shop with Reggie and stock up on all your favorite wines and spirits, and make sure you tell them Foxy sent you. Thank you, R&J Discount Liquor. And we want to send a shout out to Sweet Marie, Luxury and Bath Commodities, Ebony Jones. Y'all go on over there and shop with Ebony. She got a lot of little discounts going on, and she got all the goodies that you need for your body. So you can hit her up on Facebook and Instagram at Shop Sweet Marie. And you can also email her, www.shopsweetmarie.com. Thank you so much, Ebony. These are all black-owned and black-operated businesses, by the way.
Now, Sweet Marie, that's like a Bath and Body Works type of deal. She got stuff for men, too?
Her husband is actually working on a men's line.
Okay, because I was going to say, because I like smelling good.
Yeah, her husband's working on a men's line.
Like
with
fragrance, like lotions and
like
stuff?
like stuff you take a bath with, stuff to make you smell good, all that.
Okay.
All that.
Okay.
I'll find out more about that.
Yeah.
And
Because like I got some bad stuff now I use. I'm not gonna shout them out since they not a sponsor. But man, that stuff work one.
Yeah.
So I'm all for buying something.
When
like that.
Ebony became a sponsor, I was actually over to her place, and her husband, he was actually working on some stuff then, and he was letting us sample, like smell, and getting our opinions on it. I mean, I think it's gonna do really well.
Okay.
But I'll let you know.
Okay.
I definitely will let you know. Thank you so much, Ebony. We want to send a shout out to Oiled Shop, James Wrigley and Renee Humes. Fellas, go get your beard oil. Ladies, go get your scalp oil. Wonderful product. I'm using it myself on my scalp. So you can reach them on Facebook and Instagram at Oiled Shop. And you can also email them www.oiled.shop and get you some of that good oil. It works wonders. It's great product. And I think that's everybody. Y'all make sure, if you haven't already, pick up that copy of Hood Idol Magazine, Volume 13. I think Volume 14 is out now, but pick up 13 because on page 4 you will see the Fox Cave Chronicles. And there I go right there.
Okay. That's out of Jackson?
Yes. So y'all holler at Lex Luger and pick it up. Thank you, Lex, so much for that. I appreciate that. My first time ever being in a magazine. And I've only been doing this show for 4.5 months.
That's good.
So that's a big accomplishment. I'm
It's
really
gonna get
excited.
better.
I'm really excited
It's
about
gonna get
that. Also, today is the last day to enter the Fox Cave Chronicles raffle. This is my last raffle of the season. And we will announce the winner tonight at 6:30 p.m. So if you haven't entered already, go ahead and enter. $5. That's all it takes. $5. Cash at me, $FOXXYFIT. That's $FoxyFit for your chance to win a Fox Cave Chronicles t-shirt, a Fox Cave Chronicles mask, a $25 gift card, a free photo shoot with Sterling Photography, 2 tickets to the Fox Cave Chronicles reunion concert, and your $5 will be back in the basket, and we throw